5:18 in the morning on a Wellness Wednesday, where we are broadcasting live from the KJLH 1-800-THE-LAW 2 studio. We have two distinguished MDs, as in medical doctors, not made-up doctors, actual doctors. Dr. Paul Wallace, Wallace of Beverly Hills. He's also a top fight doctor and was an Army doctor as well. Dr. Bill Releford, founder of the Releford Foot and Ankle Institute, founder of the Black Barber Shop. Dr. Bill Releford has saved many a person's limb in his work as a specialist in the field of diabetes. Gentlemen, thank you both so very much for being here this morning. Turning to the phones, we're going to go to William, calling us from L.A. Good morning, William.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I came in on a conversation when you was talking about masks. I see all these advertisements on TV about copper filling masks where you can wash over and over again. And then I heard the health officer today say you got to change your mask every day. I'm sort of locked in at home, so I'm not out as frequent as I used to be. So would that apply to me to change my mask every time I walk out the door?
Okay, great questions. Great questions.
It's going to be like a sci-fi movie where everybody's dressed up with
stay on the line with me.
Helmet on their head.
Stay on the line with me, William, because I want to get your follow-up questions here. So he's asking a lot of good questions about the masks. First of all, he's seen some copper masks on TV that are reusable. My understanding is that the cloth masks are also reusable as long as you wash them in hot water and soap. Any comment on the types of masks? I know you're handing out masks, Dr. Releford. You want to take that?
Yes, the Black Barbershop got this program. We've given a patient that first, before you put on your mask, you have to wash your hands first with an alcohol-based solution or soap. Sometimes people are putting on masks and their hands are dirty. And you should make sure that you cover your nose and your mouth completely, and make sure there's no gaps in between the mask and your face. Avoid touching your mask with your hands. That's a big problem that I see with people just walking around. So irregardless of what kind of mask you're using, make sure that whatever mask you're using, that you follow the proper protocol by washing your hands before you put the mask on, and do not touch your mask when you are doing your daily activity when you're using the mask. Now, there is, with the single-use mask, if it becomes moist in between from maybe the breathing and the moisture, and maybe you coughed or some nasal drip or something like that, that mask is no longer any good. You've got to dispose of that, and you've got to get a new one. If you have, from my understanding, the ones that are cloth, you can wash those and then reuse them. I think it may be good to have, if you're out and about, a number of cloth masks handy so that you can put it in a Ziploc bag and keep it concealed and use a brand new one if you're going to be out for a long period of time.
Okay, so you're talking about...
Wallace?
Yeah, I mean, William also said, do I have to change my mask every day? And Dr. Dr. Releford is suggesting maybe more than one mask a day if you're going to be out for a long time. Dr. Wallace, what about that? For someone like William, he said he's in the house most of the time. So even if he steps out just for a moment to go get a paper or walk the dog or whatever, does he have to have a new mask? Does he have to wash that mask and start fresh next time he goes out?
No, I don't think that he needs to do that. But I know that what I would say, let's apply some common sense, which says that if you're doing your walk, you're not engaging with other people, you're out in your yard, something like that, I think that that's clearly reusable on that time. But as Bill said, what we often do is self-contaminate. We put our hands, we've gone to the store, we're picking up groceries, we've been on the cart, then we get in and we grab our mask and take it off rather than taking it off from the back or the handles that are there. So you want to have as clean a mask as you possibly can. Again, without exposure to other people, perhaps that'll be okay. But within your own house, and also remember within your own house, one of the things that, again, that I try to preach, there are family members coming over, and we tend to think, oh, well, they're okay. No, they aren't. You must assume everyone is contagious. And although it's difficult and it can be very hard in terms of kissing or hugging or acknowledging other folks, we see people doing the elbow bump, great. But you don't want to have a contaminated mask. And the second part is with regards to the cloth, wash the cloth every day.
Honestly, okay, so wash the cloth. Yeah, that seems pretty back to common sense. But people sneeze into their elbows. I don't love the elbow bump. Like, I'm like, blow me a kiss. Put your hand over your heart, cross your arms. Wink at me. Something.
Bow.
A bow is nice. Yes, a curtsy. All of those things are good.
Right.
Maybe I'm just too much of a germaphobe to be in a pandemic. William, did you have a follow-up on the mask situation?
Well,
or did they answer your questions?
Well, they answered my question. What about this? Now they said particles are out in the air. What is the shield going to do? It's not covering your whole face.
Okay, great. See, I knew you had another good question, and thank you, William. He's talking about the shields. So it is a good point. If the particles are in the air, how is a shield going to help when it can just go up under the shield? I mean, the shield would stop like stuff splattering, but if it's airborne, it seems like it would go right under the shield.
Well, you have two things, and of course, both Bill and I have to deal with this. But that well, I'll answer your question directly, but I'll give you something that you already know. One of the reasons on why eyeglasses or a shield is because you have a canal that's similar to in the area where you have tear ducts. That can also get into your respiratory system. It can go into your throat and go down. So you want to be able to protect that. And that's why they talk about having shields or wearing glasses there. But, the shield and the mask are not 100%. It does not by any means say that you cannot contract the disease. But instead of it being 100% a risk that you take, you may only have 2 or 3%, a very low percentage that you can actually contract the disease. I deal with skin, and one of the things that goes with skin is our protective shield for the internal part of our body. But we know that there's certain things that can go through the skin. So what we try to say is to hydrate, get your water in, take your daily vitamins, moisturize your skin to help it to be a better barrier. And what we're asking right now with regards to the mask and the shields or the glasses is to help your body protect itself by putting up a barrier to minimize the possibility of being able to contract this disease.
All right, so it's just it's layers of protection, it sounds like. Dr. Releford, did you want to weigh in on that as well? Or should
Yes, I think that Dr. Wallace, he said it very, very, very well, and that I like to divide it into two risk factors, external risk factors and internal risk factors. Of course, the external risk factors are where you are, the environment that you're in, if you're in a bar, all those places that we know about, churches and the type of protective gear that you have. And then internal risk factors, the ones that you have perhaps maybe a little better control over, it's getting sleep, being well hydrated, taking your antioxidants like your vitamin D's, your zinc and quercetins and the glutathiones and all those things to, if you do have the misfortune of being exposed to it, at least you can decrease the risk of that, maybe that small amount of virus becoming pathogenic and you become symptomatic. So there's a lot of layers. Nothing is one-dimensional. It's not just the mask, and it's not only if you take the vitamins. And I run into people that are saying, hey, I don't need to wear a mask because, man, I'm taking all of my antioxidants, so I'm cool. It's not like that. It's a whole comprehensive approach to decreasing your risk. None of those things are 100%.